Hey, it's Randy from UC Status. Today I'm going to talk to you about a new range of headsets from our friends at Yealink. It's the BH72. So Yealink launched these headsets last week, and I've actually had a pair for a few months now, and I've been testing them, and I'm here to tell you all about them. So as you can see, I've got three headsets here. They're all slightly different in their own way. So over here, you've got the BH72 Lite. These are the entry-level BH72s. The real difference between these and the other ones will become apparent in a moment. And you can see they come in this gray color. Here we've got the BH72 with the charging stand in a light gray color, and here we've got the BH72 with charging stand again in a black color. The difference between the light version and the non-light version effectively is the full version come with a charging stand, and the reason they come with a charging stand is because the charging stand itself is actually a wireless charger. It uses that Qi charger kind of mechanism that is used on mobile phones and other devices, but it's also used on the headsets. And you can tell which ones are light and which ones aren't by looking at the ear cup. So it's the same ear cup on both. You can see here the light version doesn't have the little charging logo on it. The full version does. Other than that, they're absolutely identical. The same insides, apart from the wireless charging. The same USB ports and everything for actually doing wired charging and everything else. But effectively what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you around this one and hang this one back on the charger. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you exactly how to do wireless charging. The base itself is actually a wireless charging plate. You can see it's got the same logo as the ear cup there. This up here is effectively just used for hanging the headset, which is quite convenient. You can just hang it while it's not in use. It means it keeps it up off of your desk, and you don't have to keep it on the charger. To charge the headset, all you need to do is put it on the charging stand. This kind of stand at the back has dual purpose. One for hanging the headset, and two to kind of keep it balanced. It doesn't really need that to keep it balanced, in my opinion. You can actually just balance it on itself like that, but just to save you actually having to try and balance it, it just means that you can just put it through there. When it is charging, I don't have these plugged in, you'll actually just get a green indicator light there to say that they're charging. The gray and the black colors are absolutely identical otherwise. So I'm just going to show you around some of the buttons here. I'll zoom in the video in a minute. But effectively what you've got is a range of buttons on the sides. To start with, to show you that they're Teams devices and they're Teams certified, you've actually got a Teams button. That Teams button is the same as every Teams button on every other device, whether it's phones, headsets, speaker pucks. You've seen them before. Effectively, it's just a multifunction button that is context sensitive. So when you're about to start a meeting and you get that meeting reminder, hit the Teams button and it launches the meeting. If you get an incoming call, you can press the Teams button and it goes ahead and answers that call. If you've got the Teams client minimized and you want to maximize it, you can hit the Teams button and actually maximize it in any state. And that button's going to show up on all kinds of devices, as you've seen before. Down further, you've got a power indicator and a little reset hole, and then you've got the power button itself. Hold the power button down for a few seconds and it springs to life. Like most headsets, it's got a little voice prompt to say that you've actually powered it on. It'll tell you roughly how much battery life there is. It'll tell you which devices are connected. As with most Bluetooth headsets, it pairs with two devices. That includes the included little wireless dongle here. Bluetooth dongle just goes into a USB port. And of course, any other device. So whether it's your desk phone, your mobile phone, or what have you. Going further down the buttons, you've got volume up and down, and you've got a multi-function button in the middle there. That multi-function button will play and pause and do other things. If you hold it down for a certain amount of seconds, it does different things during different times. It's sort of context sensitive to some extent, but effectively it's that multifunction button. And then down here you got the USB-C port for doing wired charging. And as I said, these don't do wireless charging. The full version does. So of course that is the way you actually would charge these devices, using the included USB-A to USB-C cable. Now if I flip these over, what you've actually got is a pair of microphones down here. And these microphones here are really just there for a little bit of noise cancelling and stuff like that. What you can see here is you've actually got the speaking microphone, and it's actually hidden inside the ear cup. A nice little party piece. If you've used a Bluetooth headset before, typically what you'll have is that boom arm that comes out, and then you've got to try and find a way to hide it when you're not using it to talk. So what Yealink have done is actually hidden a channel inside and some magnets, and actually put the microphone boom arm actually inside the ear cup. So the microphone itself is actually on the end of the headset. So when you do put them on, the microphone comes down towards your mouth so it can hear what you're saying. So the microphone does a couple of things. One, it just hides itself inside. But the other thing is, if you've hidden it inside and maybe you're listening to media or listening to music while you're working, what you can do is actually extend the microphone to answer the call. Quite a nifty feature. While you're on a call, you can also use the microphone to mute. So if you want to mute the headset while you're talking, maybe order your coffee or talk to a colleague or something like that, you just plunk the headset in, and it's got this kind of satisfying magnetized feature that kind of retracts it and pulls it back into place. When you're ready to talk again, you pull the microphone out and it unmutes the call and you can begin speaking again. To end the call, you just hit that multifunction button and it actually hangs up the call. I haven't memorized all the commands of the multifunction button, so what I might do is put a little cheat sheet actually up on the recording here, and it'll talk you through the different things that it does. So what else do you need to know about the BH72? You can see it's got a little light on each side of the headset. That is actually just a busy light, so when you're on a call it flashes red to signify you're on a call. When you're not, it doesn't. So fairly straightforward. On a call, not on a call, that kind of thing. Not particularly noticeable, it's only a little light there, but nonetheless it's actually quite useful if you know what to look at and you've trained your colleagues to know what the headset actually does. So in terms of look and feel, so what Yealink have done is actually on the ear cup. So rather than using vinyl or leather itself, Yealink say they've made these out of some sort of protein, it's like synthetic protein leather. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but effectively it gives you all the kind of characteristics of leather, very soft. It's got a foamy cushion inside, and they're very comfortable, very light and very comfortable. It's got holes inside, obviously, to let the sound out, but obviously make them breathable as well. I've managed to wear these for several hours at a time, and yes, your ears will get a little bit hot, just like with any on-ear headphones, but not as hot as some that I've used. In terms of the build quality and other aesthetics, so if you've seen some of the other Yealink headsets, they look like any other traditional headset, kind of a wire and some sort of foamy pad or something like that. Really traditional swivel ear cups, which I think are a must to conform with different style, different kind of size, different shaped ears, much like myself, which is quite good. But what Yealink have done with the BH7 series is actually done a completely new different design language. So this brushed aluminium overhead arm makes them feel quite premium, really. And then they've used that synthetic leather actually on the underside of this upper, and then plastic across the top. They're quite bendable. I mean, I've seen other vendors actually do this kind of bendy test to prove that they're robust and everything else. You know, sort of, these feel quite solid, quite premium. They don't feel like they're going to break anytime soon. They also don't feel like if I held them in this position for very long that they would just snap and kind of do something else. You can be a little bit, you know, sort of less forgiving with them than other headsets that I've seen, and then they just go back on your head and absolutely fine. Just like most headsets, to conform with different shaped heads, different sized heads, that kind of brushed aluminium thing that I described will kind of go in and out of this upper to conform with the shape and size of your head. Right, so what else do you need to know about the BH72? For one, this design language that Yealink have used on these is a clue into where they're going with these kind of headsets. They don't want you to just put these on, take a call, and then hide them in a drawer. They want you to wear them throughout the office. They want you to wear them not just for business, but also for pleasure. So they've made them look like something you would actually use when you're out in public. Hide the headset away, and you can't really tell unless you look closely that they're not built for phone calls and work and stuff. Put them on your head, they could just be any other on-ear headphones that you're listening to music on the train or on the plane or something like that. But they've gone a little bit further than just the design aesthetic. In fact, they've gone quite a lot further than the design aesthetic. So Yealink know that people actually like to listen to music, listen to media and things when they're at work. Helps isolate themselves when they're trying to get some tasks done. So to make sure that you have a pleasurable listening experience and you'll actually want to use them for media and music, they've actually built in something called an Ole Wolff diaphragm, which they say is an industry-leading professional acoustic component. Okay? Not really heard of Ole Wolff, but the proof is definitely in the pudding. If you do pair these with your mobile phone or just listen to music through a streaming service, maybe on your laptop or PC, you definitely won't be disappointed. As with all the USB devices in Yealink's range, this is configured using the USB Connect application. And then when you configure this using the USB Connect application, and I'll kind of put a little graphic on here, what you can do is adjust the equalizer. There's a bunch of presets in place for different equalizer types and styles. So then you can choose one that suits your preference and the music you're listening to. If you like a bit more bass, there's a bassy version. If you like more treble, there's a treble version. There's some mediums and things like that. You can also do custom things to adjust each of the frequencies exactly the way you like. Obviously, everybody hears things slightly differently, so you can tune things and actually save a preset for yourself. Yealink have gone one further and created like a persona type of thing for different working styles. You can have one that's for relaxing, one for working, and one for something else, and actually change the equalizer between them depending on what you're doing. Maybe you want one for working, which is more focused on voice and giving you that best voice quality. Whereas when you're relaxing, maybe on a train, you can change to that more bassy version or something like that to help you listen to music and relax and unwind. In addition to the desktop-based USB Connect application, Yealink have come out with a brand new mobile phone client. I think it's called Yealink Connect. It's available in the App Store on either iOS or Android. And since these are the first Bluetooth headphones they've actually come up with, this is the first application they've actually written. It's fairly basic, sometimes a little bit cumbersome to connect to the headsets, but once you do, you can go in and adjust all the same things you can on the desktop client. So if you do get a hold of these, definitely go and check out the App Store and have a search for Yealink Connect. You can adjust all the settings, you can adjust your equalizer and change the equalizer settings and those mood focus things, but you can also update the firmware and that kind of stuff. Whether you buy the light version or the full version with the stand, you always get this little Bluetooth dongle. I don't know the model name off the top of my head, but there you go. Kind of plastic with the little pins on the side, but very, very unobtrusive. It only sticks out of the laptop by kind of 5 or 6 mil. With all of them, you also get this USB-A to USB-C cable. It isn't particularly long, but it's not particularly short. It's about 1 meter or so. It means that for the light version, obviously you need this to actually charge it. Just plugs into any power brick. It doesn't need anything special, USB 3 or PD or anything like that. Just any USB port that's powered will do to charge it. If you've got the wireless charging version, you can also just use the USB-C port to charge them when you're on the go. It will actually allow you to charge them while you're using them. I have used headphones before where as soon as you plug them into charge, then you can't actually use them, but these are different. You can actually charge them while you're using. Now, in terms of battery life, that's where these really come into their own. These have got some of the biggest battery claims I've seen for a work headset. Now, they say it takes 3 hours for a full charge. I'd say that's about right. They also say that you can listen to media or music for up to 40 hours. That's huge. And talk time is only slightly reduced at 35 hours. Now, if you do happen to run out of charge and you're caught unaware, all you have to do is plug them in for 5 minutes, and that gives you a full 4 hours of music listening and 3 hours of talk time, which should be ample to get through your phone call or your webinar or something like that. Then again, 3 hours for full charging. Yealink say they're UC certified and universally compatible. As you can see from the logos on the screen, they'll work with a number of different UC products. So as well as a Bluetooth dongle, a USB-C cable, with all the headsets you also get this carrying case. Just a cloth bag kind of thing, much the same as you've seen on other ones. It's got a little pocket inside for keeping things, the cable kind of tidy, and a little pouch there for keeping the Bluetooth dongle in, keep it nice and safe. And of course you can just put them in there, zip it up, and keep it in your bag without fear of scratching them or something like that, getting them tangled, etc. All right, there's not much more to say about the BH72 other than I think they're a great addition to Yealink's already very, very good headset range. And to close us out, I decided to actually use the headphones themselves to actually record this last little bit. So what do I actually like about the BH72? I think they look great. I think they're very stylish. I think they're very robust. And I think they look and feel very premium. I know this is ditch the box, and I'm famous for actually just ditching the box and giving you the headset itself. But the boxes they come in, I'm sure you'll see on a dozen other unboxing videos, the boxes themselves also look very premium. They come in kind of black, gray, dark gray kind of color, very kind of moody, with this stripe of blue and stuff. White text. Again, watch that on an unboxing video from someone else. They're quite light, very comfortable to wear. Synthetic leather or protein leather or whatever they call it, it actually does a quite good job, quite good ventilation. Some fairly clever tech inside. Obviously, buttons on the headset isn't particularly innovative when you compare it to others that have touch screens and all that kind of stuff for navigating. Just the standard kind of buttons, and you can tell where you are by the little nib on the multifunction button to do volume up and down. Obviously, the Teams button at the top is a good addition. It works universally anyway. The real innovation, I think, is this headset thing that kind of comes in and out. So if I push it in, it should mute. I pull it back out again, and you can now hear what I'm saying. So I think that's quite clever. The fact that you can wear them on the train or wear them when you're out and about to listen to music or media or something like that, but also in very good quality is a very good boon. The fact that you can hide that headset away, actually hides inside the ear cup, I think is a really good boon. If you do happen to buy the one with the wireless charging stand, they're obviously going to cost a little bit more than the ones without, but I think this is a great addition. Not only do you get a wireless charging fan for the headset itself that you can actually easily balance the headset on, you also get an actual stand for putting the headset on when not in use. I think that's quite genius, the fact that you can actually hang them up rather than putting them on your desk and scratching them up and stuff. And of course, the other thing you get is the fact that this is a standard Qi charger for charging anything that is capable of doing that. I use it for my iPhone. You can also use it for Android phones and other watches and things that will actually charge using a flat stand like this. So I did actually have a wireless charging stand on my desk, and I've replaced it with this one to keep that there so I can actually just use it to charge my phone when I'm working, etc. When I'm not working and I need to charge the headset, I just put it down as you saw me do before. It balances nicely and you don't have to worry about it. Right, what negatives are there? Some of these are quite picky and kind of finicky really, but for some, they might want to wear this kind of boom arm on the other side of their head. These are handed. And what I say by that, as you can see from the ear cups themselves, you've got a left and right there. So the left side goes on the left ear, the right goes on the right ear, etc. And it means if you want to move it around if you wanted to move it around to have the boom on the other side, you can. With other headsets that swivel back and forth, for instance, you do actually have that notion of when you flip it from left to right, the stereoscopic kind of, the stereo also changes to suit. But these, I guess, the fact that you can only wear them one side means they don't have to have a chip in or any kind of accelerometers that will change the stereo as you use them back and forth. The fact that you have to wear it on the boom arm on the right side of your mouth, I don't know, might not suit some, but it's a minor point. The other thing I don't like, and this is really picky of me, but I really, really hate multifunction buttons. I would much rather have a button for every purpose, but that's just me. I guess sometimes they're a necessary evil. As long as they don't do too much and I have to remember too many things when I'm using them, I guess that's not so bad. Another thing I should mention, the BH72, when it says it's noise canceling, really that means noise canceling for the people at the far end. These kind of noise canceling microphones actually just listen to the ambient noise and cancel it out for people on the other side. The Teams client itself, as you know, already has noise canceling built in. So the fact that you've got kind of noise canceling here and noise canceling in Teams cancels that kind of thing out for the far end. But it doesn't do active noise canceling for the wearer themselves. For that, they've got another headset coming out, the BH76, and as soon as I've got my hands on them and give them a good road test, I'll do another video. So you don't just have to take my word for it. Yealink actually want to put their money where your mouth is. All you have to do is go to the website. I'll put the link in the info section below the video, but you go to the website and you hit a button for a free demo. Fill in a form, send in your details. They'll contact you and send you a free sample. As I said, they want to get the name out. They want to get these in people's hands. They know the market is saturated with plenty of choice from much more established headset vendors. Well, they're definitely serious about it, so I'd urge you to go and get your free demo. Right, and that's it. That's all I got time for on this video. In the next video, I'll be bringing you another new headset from Yealink. It's their premium wired headset. I won't spoil it for you, and if you do want to hear about it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If this has been useful, please go ahead and click the like button on this or any other videos. I'd also appreciate you sharing, trying to grow the channel even more this year, but definitely appreciate if you could spread the word. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.